I'm Carl Sellinger, and I'm an engineer with 3 engineering degrees and a 40-year career in transportation and aviation. And I discovered after about 20 years of my career, when I was a manager and otherwise pretty successful, that I was really scared of a couple of things. One was negotiating. Had occasion where I had to negotiate some contracts for an airport access service to Newark Airport. And I didn't tell anybody, but I was scared out of my mind. So I went to a training course on negotiating skills, and in the middle of that course, a light went off, an epiphany in the early 90s. And I was realizing that, this is really important, and nobody ever told me that learning how to negotiate was something that an engineer really had to learn how to do. And I, on that day, took out a piece of paper and started writing down all the things that I didn't learn in engineering school. And it became a pretty long list, about a dozen things, in fact, even more than that. And that led to my thinking about all the stuff that I didn't learn in engineering school. And I started speaking at various professional groups in the New York area. I started weaving some of these things into my course at Cooper Union on transportation engineering, getting the students to be writing more effectively, giving presentations, thinking about different ways of looking at things, making decisions, dealing with conflict. And then I eventually wrote a book on this after I left my career at the Port Authority. So for the past 20 years, I've been going around trying to work with engineers and engineering employers and organizations and professional societies, basically with the mantra, the message that just because you have excellent technical skills and know-how doesn't mean you still don't have to learn to get up in front of a group of people and make an effective presentation, deal with people, deal with process, deal with the real world of what goes on, that weaves in and becomes part of your technical education. Oftentimes I start a seminar by looking around the room at all these bright-eyed, bushy-tailed engineers or other professionals, and I say, just because you have excellent technical skills doesn't mean, and you're an engineer, just doesn't mean that you don't have to get up in front of a group of people and explain your projects, explain to the public, to your client, to your peers what you're doing and what it's important for. So this has broadened into a number of skills that I teach that are in my book, from negotiating skills to how to listen better, how to run a meeting, how to deal with understanding yourself better, dealing with difficult people. One of the skills that I stress is that you need to learn how to speak effectively in public, and that could be across a table at a staff meeting, it could be in a big group, big hearing, could be in all different kind of venues. And most people who know what engineers lack, it's usually they say, well, they don't know how to give presentations. So how do you learn to give presentations? Well, there are lots of ways. One very effective way is called Toastmasters. It is a venerable public speaking club. It's all over the country, and oftentimes I have said, almost in my book, that the answer is Toastmasters. What's the question? How do I learn to be a more effective speaker? The side benefit of Toastmasters is that people actually get to know each other and form another set of informal networks. And that is part and parcel of the Toastmasters' success. You need to explain what your project is all about to your boss, to your peers, to the contractors. You need to explain it in proposal interviews. You need to explain it in public hearings or with public officials. So it is something that is just a must. I often get asked at talks that I give, particularly at WTS, Advancing Women in Transportation, and Society of Women Engineers, and other areas, even women in my classes at engineering school, what can I tell them about being a more effective leader, because as a woman, as an engineer? And actually, I basically say that you just have to learn your technical skills, and you have to learn how to do the wide range of soft skills that we've been talking about here, particularly being more decisive, particularly learning how to make decisions, to see what a decision needs to be made, look at options, and then be more confident in selecting what might be a way to go.